So now that we have the logic set up for our barricade and everything seems to be working, I want to go ahead and start working on the replication side. Now to do this, we're going to make use of the fast array serializer, and the reason being, we could just do a normal replication here, and that would be okay, but when we change, one of the properties of the board, we don't really have a good indicator as to what do you call it? Which one was actually changed without iterating over it and comparing it to the previous version of the array. It's not really a clean way. So with the fast array serializer, what we can do is we can actually see, which, what do you call it? Like basically run logic on each specific index that actually has a change. And that's what we want to do. So to begin, we need to first off make our F barricade board. We want to inherit from the F fast array serializer item. And in turn, we need to include net serialization fast array serializer.h. And before I forget, let's go to our build.cs and add net core because we need that as well. So next up, we need the wrapper, so to speak, / container that goes around the item, which is basically just going to be an array of, well, these fast array serializer items. So to begin, let's go ahead and make another structure here, and we're going to call it F barricade boards. So just add an S, and it's going to be F fast array serializer rather than serializer item. Next up, we need a array, so T array of F barricade board, and we're going to call it items. And that's all we have to do there. So the reason we're calling it items, if memory serves correctly, there was an issue at some point. I don't know if this is corrected or if it's intended or what, where the array just needs to be named items. Again, I'm not 100% sure on that. So next up, we have to make a template, and it's a struct of t, what is it, like struct ops, or t struct op type traits, and it's going to be our F barricade boards. And this inherits from the t struct ops type traits base to F barricade boards. And here we went with delta, what was it, with delta serializer? It's something like that. Let me check really quick. Forgot to mark it as an enum. But it's with net delta serializer. And the last thing we need to do is override the net. What is it? Net delta something something. One of these days I'll actually be able to remember it. All right, let me check again. All right, so I found it, but it actually does even point out, replace example with your names, but copy this. So it's bool net delta serialize, and we are passing through the initial entry, which is F barricade board, and the array, which is I'm going to assume, yeah, it should be the boards. Okay, and that takes care of actually the base setup. Now, the only thing we need to work on is going to be adding items. So we could do this externally by just doing, say, boards dot boards dot mark item dirty, and then passing in the ref of the item. But I'd like to just make a void add class, add function, just because it makes it a lot cleaner. And we're going to add by reference let's just call it new board. So we're going to do items dot, or was it? No, sorry. mark item dirty, items dot add get ref, and pass in new board. So this basically adds and returns a reference to our new entry here that's in the items array. And then it goes through and marks it as dirty. And as we look at the comment, this must be called if you add or change an item in the array. Now we're not going to be removing items, we're only going to be adding them initially, and then we're going to go through and change them later. So this will take care of that. And now we just want to go ahead and get everything working with this new setup before we go through and, work on the logic. So this T array of boards is replaced with F barricade boards. Don't really care about it being blueprint read only, but I do want it to be replicated. I don't think we need to be using onRep, so we'll just do a normal replicated and get rid of the category. So next up, we need to go ahead and override the get lifetime replicated props, F do rep lifetime params, and set it push base to equal true, and then do rep lifetime with params fast, a barricade, boards, and params. Then we just got to make sure we include net, Unreal Network, and while we're at it, net core pushModel.h. So now we can go about fixing up some of our code. So here we are adding entries to that replicated array. We want it to do this only on the server. So if has authority, then we can go through and populate that array. So next up, we are trying to emplace our barricade board. Instead, we're going to use our add function because emplace no longer exists, like so. And then we do have this num check here. We could do boards.items.num, but personally, I would like to just have a very simple int32 num function. And this will basically return items.num. That way we can use it kind of like normal. So that takes care of that. And let's just go ahead and compile just to make sure we can build. Okay, so we have some compiler errors here, and it's missing a beginning and end, so it's not really, doesn't really have like an iterator setup. So we're iterating over, and our tick, where's our tick? There it is, our boards. We need to iterate over boards.items instead. So now, with any luck, we should actually be able to compile, which we can, so we are good to go. So, looking at this logic-wise, we're calling add, which marks it as dirty. That takes care of that. Next up, we want to work on when we actually make a change. So, such as break board. We're going through here, we're setting, broken to true, blah, blah, blah. When we do this, we need to first off go ahead and basically mark the item as dirty. So we can do boards dot mark item dirty and pass in board. Now, how do we know when something has changed? So for example, when we call break board, and I already know from experience the way we're doing this in Blueprint, it doesn't seem to get us a direct ref. So for testing's sake, I'm going to change this to an index instead, because we're just going to basically set up a test. And for us, we're going to do let's do F barricade board equals boards.items at index, and that'll just take care of it. So how do we get notified when our board changes? So this guy. There's a couple things we can actually override. So if we view the fast array serializer item, there are down here pre-replicated remove, post-replicated add, and post-replicated change. In our case, this called after updating an existing element with new data. So this is the function we want to override. So we override post-replicated change, and we're going to do a simple UE log temp warning text. Let's do broken %d and print out the corresponding B is broken. B broken. and that'll tell us whether or not the board was broken. So when we call our break board, we set it to true, mark the item as dirty, and we should eventually receive the replication. Now, while I'm at it, I'm also going to bump up the net frequency to something a little bit faster, like 5, just so we can have a faster update. But regardless, with any luck, we should be able to have this working and firing off. And if that ends up being the case, we are pretty much in a good spot to start rewriting some of the logic to work with this new replicated setup. Okay, so let's go ahead and reopen our barricade, and we have some problems. So we don't really care about much of this in terms of issues. We're actually going to delete our entire repair logic and delete the handle, then our length array, and this here. So let's refresh, break board, and we're just going to break index 0 basically. And we only want to do this on the server. So has authority, and we're going to add a delay and simply call this directly. So let's make it about 5 seconds. So let's play as client and see where, what happens. So wait for, say, about 5 seconds or so, and there we have our print broken 1. So when we broke the board, it fired off the post replicated change, which is, well, quite frankly, exactly what we wanted. So now that we have that, let's check server side, because this here, and it's actually probably a good idea to do a print so we can see breaking board, so we can see that it's actually running and when it runs. So as the server, wait for breaking board. We have breaking board, but nothing actually happens. We don't get that print. So just like with having to manually call onReps, we have to manually call these corresponding functions. So let's go down to break board right here, and we're marking item as dirty. So we're going to do board dot on, or sorry, was it post replicated change, and pass in boards. And that should work very similar to how we would do, manually calling the corresponding onRep function. So let's try it again. Wait for the log. We have our print, and we now have the log indicating that our post replicated change has fired. All right. So the other thing, I'm a little bit confused about how it's actually working. I guess it does some stuff maybe behind the scenes, but I never had to actually mark the board's array as dirty. So, but because we are doing that, I'm going to go ahead and mark it as dirty anyway. So mark property dirty from name, a barricade, boards, and this for the object, just because we are adding elements that way. All right, and then a tiny, I guess, optimization. We're going to do boards. Actually, not going to bother because we only have very, very few. I was going to prevent a few reallocations, but it's not really needed. But we could reserve some additional elements if we wanted. All right, so we mark everything as dirty. We are replicating. We are receiving our post replicated change on the client and server. So I'd say we are in a pretty good spot. The only thing I want to do in addition is going to be changing out and replicating this F transform. So I don't really want to use a F transform as for replication because it is quite large and not really needed. However, it is also something that is only really going to be replicated once, so it's not really, a big deal. Worst comes to worst, we can change this later with our own structure that contains just a vector and a rotator. So with all that out of the way, I will see you in the next video where we actually start trying to replicate the logic down to the client rather than just having it be done server-side. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.